Today's podcast is sponsored by Bodibro. Bodibro are a sportswear company based in County Wexford. Be sure to check out their website and social media accounts, and I will leave the links to them in the video description. So Niamh, thanks very much for coming on. How's the last 2-3 months for you been?
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, they've been really good. Myself and Grace, we arrived home about 2 months ago from Australia. So yeah, we arrived back and it was a bit different to kind of what we had thought originally. But yeah, it was good. We went into quarantine for 2 weeks for the first 2 weeks, but we survived that. We haven't killed each other. So yeah, no, it's good. Like we're doing our own bits of training here on our own, and we're looking forward to seeing the girls and stuff because we had hoped to go back straight into training, but looking forward to training starting again and football starting. So yeah, it's been good with the family and stuff, and we're lucky enough to live beside our cousins, so quite lucky in that regard that we've been close by to family and stuff.
Yeah, was it hard at all? Maybe mid-April or so, we didn't look like we think we'd have any football, even just to keep going with any sort of training outside running and that.
Yeah, very strange actually, because when we came back, it wasn't as bad over in Australia. So we'd heard like from the family and friends like that it was worse at home. But to be honest, I never thought it was going to go ahead this year. But great to get the word last week that it will be starting up. So yeah, just been doing bits of running and gym sessions and stuff like that ourselves. But can't wait to get back now with the girls and yeah, get training with them as a group.
Yeah, did you even mind maybe the few weeks off that you just came back from Australia? It might have been just non-stop the last year with training and playing for you.
Yeah, to be honest, it was nice for the first while. Like, we first arrived, I'd say we were jet lagged for the first week anyway. But I know it was nice just to spend time with family because we hadn't seen them in so long, and just relaxing. And I suppose then we got into just doing like kind of maintaining fitness and stuff like that. So not really push yourself too hard, which is quite nice as well, coming off a season over in Australia too. So yeah, it was nice definitely to get a bit of rest in and get a bit of recovery in and stuff.
Yeah, so just start with Mayo. How did it come about you going to the senior panel, and what's it been like playing with the Mayo ladies team over the years?
Yeah, so I started off playing with Mayo under 12s. So I was 10 when I started off, but always played like with my Davids with our club since about 6 years old. And there was actually never a girls team up until under 14. So played with the lads right up until under 14s, and then moved on to the ladies. But always, like, our uncles had a massive influence on us growing up. So we were always drilled that, like, we were always playing football and always wanted to play with Mayo. So yeah, we moved in, myself and Grace. I was 10 and she was 11 when we first started playing. And yeah, I played right through up until got a call up to the seniors when I was 15. And yeah, I've played with the seniors since. So yeah, it's been really good. Yeah, I love it. I'm looking forward to getting back out playing again with the girls as well.
Yeah, would you have seen even through the years the training levels have got tougher and you have to be fitter, and even the skill levels is improving in the ladies game year on year?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the standard, like even in the last 3 years, the standard of ladies football has increased so much. Like just there's such more of an emphasis on strength and conditioning and just on loading as well. So looking after your body and making sure what to be doing outside of football as well. So taking on the right nutrition and recovery and stuff like that too. So I think all these elements are making it GAA more professional too. So girls and like lads are more aware of that and more knowledgeable, and yeah, it's definitely like it's become a lot more professional in the last few years. The standard has definitely increased.
Yeah, and then 2017, obviously, he got the All-Ireland final against Dublin. What was the whole build-up like? Obviously, it was a great achievement to get there, just even before the game.
Yeah, so we played Cork in the All-Ireland semi-final. So like we'd never beaten Cork before that, since I was playing with the seniors. So that was an unreal feeling, and beating them was class. But yeah, just knowing that I suppose you're true to the All-Ireland final was a great feeling. And then we got to the All-Ireland final, and yeah, we probably didn't perform as well as we should have really on the day, but it was a great experience, like running out and having there was 46,000 people at the game, like, which was a record breaking day. So yeah, I think it's just everyone's dream to play in Croke Park. Like Dublin had a great game that day and they beat us, but yeah, no, it just the lead up to it was unbelievable. Like there was a lot of new girls that had never played in Croke Park before, and I suppose we probably have learned from that, and we can look back again, and probably our preparation into it, probably the nerves got us a little bit. So if we were to get there again, we'd probably be more mindful of that and prepared for that as well.
Yeah, do you even think the scoreline maybe is a bit harsh? I know I saw it even on the Sunday game a few weeks ago again, that Dublin probably got them goals at crucial times and it just put you back a bit.
Yeah, I saw it there actually the other day. Yeah, they got 3 goals there altogether kind of in the second half and put them ahead a good bit. But yeah, great goals all the same. And yeah, it's actually great that all the old games are coming up on the TV these days.
Yeah.
Tuning into a few. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you said there, 46,000 at the game. Like even the likes of Little promoting it the whole time. Like how crucial is it that they keep, the ladies game is keeping exposed to people on the television and through social media and that.
Yeah, the amount of work that has been done in the last few years is unreal, really, for ladies football. Like the likes of TG Catter and Little and 2020 era campaign that are exposing, putting more exposure onto ladies sports. So yeah, they're doing unbelievable work in the background, and it's improving the standard as well of the game and the profile. And I suppose young girls as well can see a bit of a pathway for them now as well, where I suppose when we were young we didn't see that. There wasn't as much exposure to ladies Gaelic on on the media or on the TV or anything like that. So I suppose young girls can see that now and see a pathway for them. And yeah, it's definitely a positive thing that's done in the last few years, and it's all down to TG Catter really, and Little and all these that are doing the great work in the back.
Yeah, like how competitive is the senior championship now? Obviously, you have yourselves in Galway and Connacht, on the likes of Cork and Dublin and a few others. Like how competitive is the old championship and how difficult is it to win it?
Oh, it's very competitive. Like there's a lot of teams there that are kind of thereabouts and kind of on the same level. So yeah, like it's it could be anyone's game on the day. Really, it's how you prepare, and your mindset is a huge part of that as well going into games too. So yeah, it's anyone's competition really. And I think this year it could be maybe a knockout season this year, so it'll make it that more competitive too. So yeah, looking forward to that competitive edge again, and I think a lot of girls are missing that too. So yeah, everyone will be raring to go, and yeah, looking forward to how they're going to I suppose how the structure of the games will be and the championship will be as well. So look forward to that now. Yeah.
Yeah, would you have been disappointed maybe as a team that you haven't managed to get back to the final after reaching in 2017? I know Galway last year just pipped you in the semi-final.
Yeah, it was a tough game against Galway last year. Yeah, I think we left. We were very disappointed after losing that game, and only a point in it. And yeah, I suppose looking back, like they deserve to get there as well. Like we had a lot of misses in the first half that they're the controllables that we should have controlled better as well. So yeah, I think looking back, we reflected a lot on the game and we learned a lot from it. So hopefully leading into games this year, we can take them things and work on them, and I suppose have learned from them. But yeah, it was disappointing to lose that game, especially to Galway just by a point. But yeah, we'll learn from it.
Yeah, is it even difficult? Because I know Cork dominated for their 10 years, and now we have Dublin winning, I think, 4 in a row. Like even going into these championships, is it hard to even to lift yourselves knowing that they're so dominant over a certain time period?
Yeah, Cork, they won loads there in a row, and now it's Dublin's turn. So yeah, I think it's a lot of it's around your mindset too, and how you approach games as well. So yeah, like Dublin are flying at the minute. They're doing really, really well, and they've got a great young panel as well. And you can see the development coming through. Like so, yeah, just be interesting. It'll be nice to get a game against them this year and see how we are in comparison to them. But yeah, we'll just see how things go. But yeah, Dublin are flying at the minute.
Yeah, and obviously last year then you got moved to Australia. I suppose firstly, how did it even come about?
Yeah, so we actually got a message on Instagram actually about a year and a half ago, about 2 years now, myself and Grace, and it was in the 2018 championship, and we were still playing with Mayo at the time, so we didn't really think kind of too much about it. And then we finished out the season with Mayo, and then we looked back at it, and we didn't really know if it was legit or not. So we've decided to reply and look cross coders up. And yeah, then I suppose we replied to them, and I was actually just going into my first year teaching, so I had a job, and Grace was doing a master's at the time, so they were doing a camp out in Melbourne, which we couldn't make then. So we kind of thought that was like, our chance gone kind of thing. But yeah, they asked us to send clips and stuff of us playing football, and they sent them on to a few clubs, and then we were in contact with 4 clubs. So West Coast Eagles were the first team that we were in contact with, and yeah, we had a good relationship with them, good chats with them, and they kind of liked the idea of myself and Grace going out together, so that we could practice together, and yeah, kind of went from there then. But I went on at work that year, and Grace went on with the masters, and then it was the following year that we went out. So yeah, it's worked out well.
Yeah, well, like, was it a difficult decision at all when you got offered it, or you saying, as you said, maybe that wouldn't come up again, that you're going to have to probably take it now, otherwise you mightn't get the chance again?
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely a hard decision at the time, because it was in the height of football, and you're just coming into kind of your prime time and stuff like that, and yeah, like, it was very difficult at the time, and a really tough decision, but it was kind of one that we didn't want to let go either, because I didn't think we'd ever get an opportunity kind of like that again. So yeah, myself and Grace kind of sat down and went through our pros and cons, but yeah, we said, look, we'd go and see what it was like, and yeah, we really did enjoy the experience. So yeah, it was a tough decision at the time though.
Yeah, does it make it even tougher that it's in Australia as well? As near like you're the other side of the world. It's not like going over to a London or something, that it's a whole different lifestyle. Even the time zone and that is completely different.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not like you just hop on a flight and 2 or 3 hour flight. But yeah, look, at like, we knew going into it that like we'd be back for the end of the league, beginning of, and then into the championship. So I suppose when we did weigh up our options, like, we were kind of thinking, we can fit the 2 in here, and we sat down with the Mayo management, and they decided that was a good idea, like that. We'd be back kind of fitter and stronger, hopefully, than the championship. But yeah, like, it's just a pity that it's so far away, but yeah, it worked out well. Pity that the football isn't going ahead this year, but like, as soon as we'd hoped. But yeah, looking forward to it starting now again.
Yeah, like, obviously the championship won't be this summer, but would that being a big thing, reason for you going over there as well, that you'd be able to play with Mayo in the summer, as well as playing in Australia before that?
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, definitely, because GA's always been my first love. Like, so yeah, definitely, like, that was, if it did clash last year, it would have been a much harder decision. But knowing that we'd be back for championship was something that appealed to me, that we could fit the both of them in.
Yeah, like, what was the differences between Ireland and Australia, even living there? Like, was it the climate even as well?
Yeah, the climate was probably the biggest difference. I don't know, when we first went out, it was very hot. It was nearly 40 degrees. So myself and Grace thought we'd a touch of heat stroke at the start. So no, like, it was probably tough to get used to, like, running in, them, like, the hot conditions, and not used to that. But it's funny how quickly you adapt to it as well. So then the culture is a little bit different too. I suppose training in a professional environment was cool as well, because everyone that's working there in the club, it's their full-time job as well, so you're well looked after. And yeah, it was just nice to see how girls train in a professional environment, and to be involved in that. But the biggest difference, definitely, probably the heat, and then obviously the rules of the game as well.
Yeah, was it a big thing that you had your sister, you said Grace, there over in Australia with you, that you had someone that you even knew, and you could chat to, even that you might be missing home on certain days?
Yeah, to be honest, there was very few days where we kind of did miss home, because I think we had each other as well.
Yeah.
So we were able to go out and practice together, and we did a lot of, like, one-to-one sessions, like skill sessions, when we first arrived. So me and Grace were able to practice together, like, on our off days. So that made a huge difference, really. And then got to know the girls then, and bring us out, for coffees is a big thing out there.
Yeah.
Days off and stuff like that. So, like, they made such an effort to kind of get to know us, and make us feel so welcome within the club. Like, so that made a huge difference. But yeah, definitely having Grace there was definitely a huge help at the start, especially.
Yeah, and playing the game itself, like, how different is it to playing ladies football over here?
Yeah, it's a lot different. I suppose the rules are a lot different. It's a lot more physical, and just even getting used to the bounce of the ball as well, and the different kick as well. So in terms of like the game itself, it's fitness wise would be very similar to Gaelic. So like it's quite endurance game. Maybe Gaelic is there's a bit more speed to it, but it was good challenge. Love a good challenge as well. So it was good. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, even on the training, would the trainings be similar? Like even as you said there, the fitness levels and that between the two sports.
Yeah, to be honest, we actually would do very similar training actually with Mayo. So we'd have maybe 3 times pitch sessions, and then 2 or 3 strength and conditioning sessions as well. So you'd be in the gym, and it'd be very similar. Just that you probably be monitored maybe a little bit more because it's their full-time job as well. So very similar in terms of training though, and very similar.
Yeah, and then the matches themselves, how did you find them? Like, is it even the physicality, as you said, and even the ball is just completely different?
Yeah, it took a while to get used to it at the start. I know like we had 2 practice matches, so they were definitely a huge help to me and Grace at the start. Just getting used to the flight of the ball, and the oval shaped ball was a huge difference. Like you're so used to the round ball, but I suppose it's something you kind of get used to it after a while. I know our first tackle, we got tackled in the first practice match, and she's like, you're just not used to it, you're not expecting a hit. So it's something that we actually, that definitely did take a little while to get used to, but got used to it then towards the end, and we had the girls helping us as well and teach us the skills of the game and stuff like that. So
do you see it as a long-term?
They break it down for us and tell us.
Do you see it as a long-term?
Sorry?
So do you see it as a long-term goal to go back over there and play again in Australia?
Don't actually know really yet. Suppose it's harder to know now with the football season being later on. So that'll bite into the season for AFL over there. So their pre-season would usually start the end of October, beginning of November. So that's essentially when the Gaelic season will be for us this year, before over the next few months, I suppose. But they'd like us to go back over if it could fit in with Gaelic, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I think we'll probably just have to wrap it up. I think the internet connection is getting the better of us anyways. But Niamh, thanks very much for coming on.
Thanks very much, Darren. Great to talk to you.